Caffeine is a natural compound found in plants such as coffee, tea, cocoa, guarana, and yerba mate. This compound is widely consumed around the world through beverages like coffee, tea, soft drinks, and energy drinks, and it is also included in dietary supplements. Caffeine is primarily known for its ability to stimulate the central nervous system, resulting in increased alertness, reduced fatigue, and temporary improvements in concentration and physical performance. When ingested, caffeine is quickly absorbed through the gastrointestinal tract and reaches its maximum concentration in the blood between 30 minutes to 2 hours after consumption. Once in the bloodstream, it easily crosses the blood-brain barrier, reaching the brain, where it exerts its main effects. The primary mode of action of caffeine in the brain is through blocking adenosine receptors, a substance that acts as a modulator of sleep and relaxation. Adenosine binds to its receptors and promotes feelings of tiredness and drowsiness. When caffeine occupies these receptors, adenosine cannot exert its effects, resulting in a greater state of wakefulness and alertness. In addition to blocking adenosine receptors, caffeine stimulates the release of neurotransmitters such as dopamine, norepinephrine, and serotonin. Dopamine is related to pleasure and motivation, norepinephrine to alertness and the stress response, while serotonin influences mood and the sensation of well-being. This combination of effects provides not only increased energy, but also improved mood and mental disposition. Caffeine consumption also influences the release of catecholamines by the adrenal glands, including adrenaline. This increases heart rate, blood pressure, and blood flow to the muscles, preparing the body for activities that require physical and mental effort. This is why caffeine is widely used by athletes and physically active individuals seeking to optimize their performance during training and competitions. In the central nervous system, caffeine exerts a psychostimulant effect by antagonizing A1 and A2A type adenosine receptors. Blocking these receptors results in increased neuronal activity, reduced feelings of fatigue, and improved concentration capacity. This explains why many people turn to coffee or other caffeine sources when waking up, during work, or while studying to stay alert and productive. Beyond acting in the brain, caffeine has a mild bronchodilator effect, helping to increase airflow in the lungs. This can be particularly useful in sports activities, as it promotes better oxygenation of the body. Caffeine also increases the mobilization of free fatty acids in the blood, favoring the use of fat as an energy source, which can contribute to improved performance in endurance exercises and reduce the perception of effort during prolonged physical activities. In metabolism, caffeine has a thermogenic effect, slightly increasing the basal metabolic rate. This effect is relevant for those seeking weight loss, as it contributes to increasing daily calorie expenditure. In dietary supplements, caffeine is often combined with other thermogenic compounds to enhance its effects on body weight control. The effects of caffeine vary from person to person, depending on genetic factors, consumption habits, and individual sensitivity. Some people experience a pronounced increase in alertness and well-being with moderate doses, while others may experience nervousness, agitation, or difficulty sleeping. However, when consumed in a balanced way, caffeine is considered safe and can bring various benefits to health and well-being. It is important to mention that caffeine plays a positive role in cognitive performance, improving sustained attention, short-term memory, and reaction speed. These effects are particularly valued by students, individuals who need long periods of concentration, and athletes who depend on quick reflexes. In the sports context, caffeine is used not only for its stimulating properties, but also for its ability to reduce the perception of pain and fatigue during intense activities. This allows the individual to sustain effort for longer, increasing total training volume and enhancing performance gains over time. Regular caffeine consumption may also be associated with mood benefits, with reports of increased feelings of well-being and reduced symptoms of discouragement. This is partly due to the increase in dopamine and serotonin levels in the brain, neurotransmitters that modulate emotions and the sensation of pleasure. Caffeine also plays an important role in modulating circadian vigilance, helping to adjust the rhythm of wakefulness and sleep, especially in situations requiring prolonged attention, such as long trips, night shifts, or intensive study periods. In the intestine, caffeine stimulates increased peristalsis, favoring intestinal motility and contributing to regular bowel movements. This effect is noticed by many people who report greater ease in evacuating after consuming coffee or other caffeine sources. In the liver, caffeine is metabolized mainly by the cytochrome P450 enzyme system, resulting in the formation of paraxanthine, theobromine, and theophylline. These metabolites have biological activity and are responsible for part of caffeine's stimulating effects and its prolonged half-life in the body. The use of caffeine in dietary supplements is very popular, especially in products aimed at increasing energy, sports performance, and weight control. In these formulations, caffeine is combined with other ingredients such as plant extracts, amino acids, and vitamins, aiming to enhance its beneficial effects in the body. Caffeine can also improve tolerance to effort during physical activities in high-temperature environments, reducing the subjective sensation of heat and delaying the onset of exhaustion. This effect is particularly useful for athletes competing in challenging environmental conditions. Regarding mood and cognition, studies show that caffeine can mitigate the negative effects of sleep deprivation, improving alertness, reaction time, and performance on cognitive tasks even under partial sleep deprivation. This explains its frequent use by individuals who need to stay active for long periods. Caffeine also exerts a protective effect on long-term brain function, being associated with a lower risk of age-related cognitive decline. This effect is partly attributed to its antioxidant action and its ability to modulate inflammatory processes in the central nervous system. Concerning cardiovascular health, caffeine has an acute effect of raising blood pressure and heart rate, but in individuals accustomed to its consumption, these effects tend to be attenuated over time without significant negative impact. Furthermore, caffeine improves cardiovascular performance during endurance exercises, increasing cardiac output and efficiency in oxygen utilization. The impact of caffeine on glucose metabolism and insulin sensitivity has also been investigated, with evidence suggesting that moderate consumption may have neutral or even beneficial effects in certain contexts. This relationship depends on individual factors, dietary patterns, and the level of physical activity. From a neuromuscular point of view, caffeine increases muscle fiber excitability and improves the efficiency of neuromuscular transmission, contributing to greater strength, power, and endurance during high-intensity activities. This makes caffeine one of the most widely used supplements in the sports field, especially in disciplines that require explosiveness and speed. Caffeine also influences the subjective perception of effort, reducing the feeling of tiredness during prolonged physical activities. This allows the individual to maintain a higher exercise intensity for longer, promoting positive adaptations to training. In the context of thermogenesis, caffeine increases the release of heat by the body, contributing to the maintenance of body temperature and total caloric expenditure. This effect, combined with the mobilization of fatty acids, makes caffeine an important ally in managing body weight and body composition. Regarding respiratory function, caffeine promotes relaxation of the smooth muscles of the airways, resulting in mild bronchodilation. This effect is relevant for individuals with greater ventilatory demand, such as endurance athletes, and also contributes to respiratory comfort during exertion. In the psychological domain, caffeine has been studied for its positive impact on motivation, self-confidence, and willingness to face challenges. These aspects are especially relevant in competitive contexts, where mental and emotional performance plays a fundamental role. In the renal system, caffeine exerts a mild diuretic effect, increasing the urinary excretion of sodium and water. This effect is more pronounced in individuals not accustomed to caffeine consumption and tends to decrease with regular use. Caffeine also influences liver function by modulating enzymatic activity involved in lipid and carbohydrate metabolism, which may have favorable implications for lipid profile control and body composition. The antioxidant effects of caffeine contribute to protection against damage induced by free radicals, especially in situations of oxidative stress associated with intense exercise. This effect can help preserve cellular integrity and support post-exercise recovery. Regarding gastrointestinal health, caffeine stimulates gastric secretion, increasing the production of hydrochloric acid. This effect can be beneficial for digestion in some situations, but should be considered in individuals with gastric sensitivity. In skeletal muscle, caffeine improves muscle contractility and delays the onset of fatigue, favoring the execution of longer and more intense sets during resistance training. The impact of caffeine on immune function has also been studied, with results suggesting that it can modulate immune response in certain conditions, contributing to adaptation to physical and psychological stress. Caffeine also participates in modulating cerebral blood flow, increasing the supply of oxygen and nutrients to brain regions involved in information processing and cognitive performance. The positive effect of caffeine on working memory and learning capacity has also been described, highlighting its role in supporting cognitive function across different age groups. Caffeine's ability to improve metabolic efficiency during physical exercise is attributed to the increased oxidation of fatty acids and the preservation of muscle glycogen stores, which delays the onset of fatigue. The use of caffeine as an ergogenic aid is recognized by various sports entities, being considered an effective and safe substance when used appropriately and individually. Caffeine has also been associated with improvements in reaction time, motor precision, and quick decision-making, which are fundamental skills in high-performance sports and activities that require divided attention. In addition, caffeine exerts a positive impact on mood and well-being, contributing to greater engagement in daily tasks and activities. Caffeine's role in modulating energy metabolism during exercise includes increasing lipolysis, allowing greater availability of fatty acids for energy production, especially in long-duration exercises. Caffeine also plays a role in regulating electrolyte balance, influencing the homeostasis of sodium and potassium, which are fundamental elements for muscle and nerve function. The stimulating effect of caffeine on the cerebral cortex contributes to increased selective attention and vigilance, crucial aspects for academic, professional, and sports performance. The presence of caffeine in pre-workout supplements aims to improve disposition, strength, and mental focus, enhancing training quality and promoting positive adaptations over time. Caffeine positively influences the rate of glycogen resynthesis after exercise, contributing to energy recovery and preparing the body for subsequent training sessions. In the cardiovascular system, caffeine increases myocardial contractility, improving cardiac output and the distribution of oxygen and nutrients to active tissues. Caffeine also acts in modulating the hypothalamic-pituitary-adrenal axis, influencing the stress response and the release of hormones involved in energy regulation and physical performance. The impact of caffeine on mood includes increased feelings of energy, reduced perception of effort, and improved willingness to carry out daily and sports activities. The role of caffeine as a support supplement for physical and cognitive performance has been increasingly valued, with wide application in different contexts and populations.